Good afternoon, Hornet Nation, and welcome to a Saturday edition of Hornet Hockey, where your Bantam Hornets will be taking on the Forest Lake Rangers. We don't know a lot about this North Metro team, other than the fact that there could be a forest and there could be a lake, as its namesake implies. Coming off 2 losses, your Hornets are eager to get back in the win column and set things right as the second half of the season progresses. So we're just moments away from puck drop in beautiful, historic Braemar West Arena, which should be an exciting matchup as the boys have been recharged with a lot of Christmas presents and merriment for all. So your Hornets are in white today. We're starting out with Ivany Ferrara and Ewers, backed up by Helmer and Darlene. So off the puck drop, Rangers now entering the zone, picked up by Helmer as he surveys. He throws it up to Ferrara. It's pinched on the wall, and the Rangers look to go deep. D-to-D pass as Darlene now fires it up, tries to hit Ivany on a long stretch pass, and the Rangers just toss it into the Hornet zone. Darlene working against the wall. Rangers now behind the net. Centering pass off the pipe. That was a clanker, an early clanker, as Ivany battles his man in the corner. Darlene now pressing against 3 Rangers as he races towards the puck, and it's swept aside by the Ranger keeper. Oh, and Darlene goes down. He seems to be getting up rather slowly as the Rangers progress on a breakout. Rangers now with a 2-on-1 as they gain the line, walking in. Darlene working his way back, meeting his man in the corner. Stick checked away, and now it's driving up as Potter blows a tire, and it goes and resets with the Ranger D. Rangers trying to establish presence as they look to break out early on in this contest. We have no score as Wilkins works towards the centering pass. A long fluttering center. Potts is going to have to race back for this. Icing is called off as he sweeps it around to the far side. Kervita now throwing it up to Bergmeyer. 2-on-1 situation brewing as they roll in. There's the pass, and it's a goal. Did you see it? Bergmeyer to Wilkins. Bank it, believe it, 1-0 Hornets. With 13:27 in the first, Hornets with the early goal. And a nice 2-on-1 where Wilkins banked it home on a pass from Bergmeyer. So we got Nolan, Hester, and Dorsey now rolling on the line as Hester tries to gain the line. He's stick checked away, and the Rangers poke it down into the Hornet zone. Nolan throwing it up to Dorsey. Dorsey through the red line. He's held up, and now the Rangers flip the ice back the other way. Long shot on Quickie is turned away as the Hornets look to break out. Nolan stick checked away, and we get an early offsides. And we'll reset. Just outside the Hornet zone, Nolan on the drop. Puck thrown back to Darlene on D as he looks up ice. He loses it in his skates, tries to throw it up the wall to Dorsey. Dorsey held up. Now they roll with a 3-on-2 odd man advantage. Dorsey gains the line, sweeps around the circle, looking to center, looking. He's held up. He's still controlling. Look at that. Back to Helmer at the point. Helmer sweeps it aside to Darlene. Darlene cannot hold the line, and the Hornets will have to touch up on sides. Long rink-wide pass to Helmer. As Helmer looks to establish, throws it back to Darlene. Darlene up to Hester. Hester through the red line. He gains the line on the left side, rolls in around the circle, looking to center all the way around. Knocked off the puck by the Ranger D as they look to establish a breakout. Good back check by Nolan as he forces the Rangers to recollect. Well done there. Ewers throwing it down. Nolan on the circle, wheeling, dealing, looking, throws it to Helmer. Elmer on the near side boards, pinched off the puck, and it's thrown out. And Nolan collects it mid-ice. Throwing it over to Potts. Potts looking up ice. He's going to do it himself. He throws it down into the Ranger zone. Potts still on that forecheck. He thinks he's a forward. Now the Rangers look to flip the ice as they roll it up, intercepted by Ferrara. As the Rangers go D to D looking for daylight. All the way up through the neutral zone. Rangers gain on the right side, wheeling in. Knocked off the puck by Potter. Up on the wall. Here come the Hornets as Ivany blows a tire at the last second. Still gains the line. And now the Rangers counter back the other way. Ewers, good back check there as Potter throws it across the ice to Ivany. And it goes out of play with 11-10 in the first. Hornets up 1-0. And we'll do it again. Hornets a little confusion on the line change. As the Kervita, Berge, and Wilkins wanted to come in. Rangers control off the draw, back to the D, and they look and they flip it down into the zone. Homer stick checks behind the net, looks up ice, flips it up to Ferrara, a little bit soft, and Ferrara has to recover. Homer now behind the net, looking to wheel deal, passes it off to Ivany. Ivany, long rink-wide pass, doesn't find its mark with Ewers, and the Rangers collect in their own zone. From behind the net, headman pass. Rangers looking to break out. Here's a back for Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer fires a shot. He intercepted it beautifully, right in the slot. Could not find pay dirt. Here come the Rangers. Gaining on the left side, walking in. A long shot. Waffled away by Quickie into the webbing. So now we'll get that line change with Berge, Kervita, and Wilkins. Backed up by Dahlin and Helmer. Berge on the draw, just to the right of Quickie. Puck sent to the far wall. Dahlin battling his man. Sent down to the corner. Rangers center right in the slot, swept away by Charlie. Charlie now wheeling up the ice, using his size. Nicely through the legs. Headmans it up, just a little bit off target to Kervita, but it's punched down into the Ranger zone nonetheless. Rangers looking to break out. Good forecheck by the Hornets as they're holding the zone. Kervita on the wall, trying to bank it around. Now down to the corner, Bergmeyer working it. Rangers now possessing as they flip the ice back the other way. 3-on-2 odd man rush as they gain the line, walking all the way in. A quick shot, another shot, and a goal. A goal on the rebound. Nobody picked up the trailer. And this game is tied with 9:46 in the first. Quickie made the initial stop, and the trailer just came in and poked it home. As Nolan, Hester, and Dorsey come on, backed up by Potts and Dahlin. No, Potter. So Nolan on the drop at center ice, throws it back to Potter. Potter in the neutral zone, through the red line, banks up the boards, held on the wall by the Rangers as the boys are battling, trying to gain possession. Rangers long stretch pass, flipped up on the boards, and there's a foot race. And Quickie has to steer it aside, banks it off the side of the net. Out front, Potter sweeps it. Hester in the corner, throws it around to the far side to Potts. Potts meets his man on the boards, gets it up to Dorsey. Dorsey touches it up to Nolan. Sloppy breakout as the Rangers hold it in the slot. The shot goes wide as the Rangers still control. From the dot, they look, they fire, and gloved away by Quick. Flashing the leather, trapping it away. So we get Ivany, Ferrara, and Ewers on. As the boys take the face off to the right of Quick. Back to the point. Rangers hold the zone. They punch it all the way down behind the net. Potts banks it all the way up to Ferrara. Ferrara looks for some, and it's just a missed pass by Ivany. He had some daylight. Here comes Ferrara. Ferrara rolling through the red line, gaining on the left side. Snakes around, tries to get it up to Ewers. Ewers now into the goalie. Is it? Nothing, no whistle. Ewers went all the way into the net. They didn't blow it. And now it's punched out. Here's a foot race for Darlene. He's got to collect it in the Hornet zone as he sweeps around and looks for daylight. Sliding over to Helmer. Helmer knocked off the puck by a bigger guy. Rolling around, Ivany in to help out. Puck snakes up to Ferrara, a little bit too far, and the Rangers hold the zone. Punching it back behind the net. Darlene looks to collect in the corner. He's swept off the puck, and here's a break for the Rangers as they roll in on the short side. Shot turned away by Quick. Darlene from the corner as the Hornets are getting a little sloppy on the breakout. And it's punched out by Ewers all the way down, and the Hornets go for a line change. Rangers countering up the board, swept aside by Kervita. Kervita rolls into the slot, slides into Bergmeyer. One-time shot, turned away by the Ranger tender. From the corner, Bergmeyer working it, trying to get it back to Helmer. Nothing doing as the Rangers now break. Countered right at the line. Wilkins trying to roll through the slot. The Rangers pick it up. Helmer does a good job stick checking his man as he recollects and gets it up to Bergmeyer, who flashes through the red line and sends it on down into the Ranger end. Puck sliding up the far side wall. Rangers look to establish with an odd man rush. They lose a man to a line change. Trying to center it across, sticked aside by Quick. It's thrown up on the wall to Wilkins. Wilkins with speed through the neutral zone. Rolling through, gaining, working his way around the circle. There's the centering shot, tipped away at the last second as Kervita races to try to establish that forecheck. And the Rangers recover in the corner, looking for daylight as they sweep it around, back around to the near side wall. Potter pinches up nicely, holds it on the circle, looking. Sliding it up, and the Rangers counter. Good forecheck by the Hornets as they hold the zone once again. Hester first man back as the puck is rung up on the boards. Potts throws it, a quick shot over the net. And the Rangers counter back the other way with speed, rolling through. Trying to toe drag his way through and knocked off the puck, and so was Potter. Long stretch pass all the way over to Dorsey, but it was too high, and the Rangers recollect. Rangers try to poke it into the zone. Good job by Helmer to stop him. As the puck is held momentarily, the Rangers now entering into the slot, over to the side, steered aside by Quickie. That guy was left wide open. The Rangers, effective forecheck, now it slides out of the zone. Rangers at mid-ice, looking to set up something. All the Hornets are back in their own zone. Puck behind the net. Darlene stopping short, sliding it over to Helmer. Helmer, long stretch pass, a bit too far for Nolan. Here come the Rangers, rolling through, held to the outside by Darlene. Nolan does a good job bouncing his man off the puck. Dorsey in the corner. He's rubbed off the puck, and now it's Nolan in. And it's sent way up and out of play with 5:21. And the Hornets get the well-needed line change. So Ivany Ewers a Ferrara on. Backed up by Potter and Potts. Ivany on the draw to the right of Quickie. Stood up, tied up on the dot, trying to come away with it. Rangers now controlling, trying to hold it at the point. Sneaks out of the zone, and we get an offsides. So we'll do it again. That's what we'll do. Puck swept aside, punched down into the Hornet zone as they go D to D. Here's a mistake, a quick shot, a clanker. Major clanker, good tone. As the puck hits traffic out front, and the Rangers are pressing hard in the zone as they slide it out front, legged aside by Quick. Again, a lot of saving going on. Quick is holding us in this game. Hornets just cannot find the breakout. Here comes Ivany rolling through the neutral zone, gaining on the right side, sliding across just a bit too far for Ferrara. He had the clean lane. As the Hornets look to establish presence, and now the Rangers flip the ice and throw it all the way down. Potter racing, curling, turning, burning, trying to get it up to Ferrara. Potter now punching it down, and it's swept aside by the Ranger tender. Ewers hassling his man behind. Rangers looking for daylight. Curling, turning, and burning on their own side. He just can't find an outlet. Now the Rangers from the corner. Long headman pass all the way up to the blue line as they roll through, sliding across rink wide. Mishandled pass, and Helmer meets his man in the corner. Bergmeyer in to help out. Rangers come away. We're going to get a tripping call on the Hornets. And indeed, that is the call as Helmer is shown the gate at 3:53 in the first. So Wilkins and Kervita on to burn this one off with Darlene and Potts. Kervita on the draw, sends it back to Potts. Potts looks from the corner. Headmans it up to Wilkins. Wilkins now plowing his way through the neutral zone. He's got Kervita, sends it over. Kervita just couldn't find the handle, couldn't connect. Here come the Rangers on the counters. They roll through the neutral zone, gaining on the left side, wheeling around the circle, looking for that centering pass. Good job by Darlene to hold his man to the outside. Puck free right on the dot, swept aside by Wilkins. Rangers controlling down deep in the Hornet zone. They centered out front, steered aside by Quick. Wilkins tried to punch it out, didn't have enough muscle on it. And the Rangers go to work on their power play. Down from the corner, steered aside by Quick. Shots aplenty for the Rangers. They have not punched it through. Darlene on the corner, working it up. It's held at the point. And the Rangers punch it right back down. Good job by Potts to steer it out of the slot area, and Darlene throws it out of the zone. Rangers controlling at mid-ice, gaining on the right side as they roll in. Long shot, waffled aside by Quick, all the way back to the other point. Rangers pressing hard, looking for an outlet at the point, dancing across the blue line, now down to the circle, firing shot into the uppers. A laser. And just like that, with 2:39, the Hornets are playing from behind. So that goal will nullify the man advantage, and we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Refs conferring with the Edina coaching staff, explaining something. Nonetheless, the score remains 2-1, despite the protestations. So we got Nolan, Dorsey, and Hester on, backed up by Potter and Potts. Nolan on the draw from center ice as the Hornets look to recapture some of that control that they have missed the last 5 minutes or so. Rangers from the red line, tossing it down into the Hornet zone as Potts collects behind the net. Potts now sending it up to Dorsey, one-timer to Nolan, intercepted by the Rangers as they roll in on the dot. And they throw it behind the net as they look to establish a forecheck from the point, looking, firing, tipped away. Oh, and a misplayed puck by Quickie finds its way to the back of the net. At 2:11, the Hornets have some serious work to do. Self-inflicted, to be sure, on the last two goals by the Hornets, whether it's a power play or just lack of focus. The Hornets will have to dig deep. So Ivany, Ferrara, and Ewers take up the cause and throw it back to Darlene. Darlene from the backside sends it over to Helmer. Helmer throws it up on the wall and sends it down into the Ranger 10, and we get an ice. Ivany in the draw sends it to the near side. Rangers punch it out into the slot, turned aside by Ewers, as Ewers just banks it out. Here's a foot race for Ferrara. If he can get there in time, Ranger goalie comes out and punches it right back. Darlene is sent all the way back down. Icing is waved off from the corner. Send it over to Helmer. Helmer from behind the net looking, oh, and here's a quick shot. Helmer lost the handle on the puck. Rangers out front again. And Quickie covers up. A little bit of frothiness out there. With 1:36 remaining in the first frame. Hornets facing a 2-goal deficit as the score is 3-1. Ivany on the draw to the right of Quickie. And we'll get a reset. Ewers punching his way, gaining the line on the right side. He's got Ferraro coming in. He couldn't quite make the centering pass. Ferraro holding his man down, and now here come the Rangers, flipping the ice, rolling through the red line. Gaining in the center, walking across, held to the outside by Darlene. Darlene and Ivany crunch their man into the boards. Rangers still controlling, throwing it back to the point. Long shot, right into the bed basket of Quickie. And we get a whistle. A lot of pushing and shoving after the whistle. Some obvious frustration on the part of the Hornets as they find themselves behind in this game with 1:07 to play. Irving in the draw, comes back to Potts. Potts looking, trying to get it up to Ewers. Ewers punches it out of the zone. And the Rangers look to collect and reset. Good forecheck by Ferraro as he holds the zone. Potts in there, mixing it up. As now the Rangers look for an open lane. Long headman pass, bouncing off the stick. But a fortuitous bounce, and the Rangers now looking to center. And Potts steers it aside from the crease. Rangers from the corner. Potts battling his man. Puck swept to the near side corner. Potter looking up, trying to get it up to Ferraro. He's held up right in the corner. As the Rangers come away, a quick shot. And now it looks like Potter's going to the box for a cross check with 26 seconds. One step forward, 2 steps back for the Hornets. As Wilkins comes in to take the draw. Puck into the slot area, still naked, thrown up to Wilkins. Wilkins chucks it up the wall, but he's stick checked off the puck. Rangers controlling down on the circle, looking to center it all the way. There's a quick shot on Quick. Doesn't know where it is, but it falls harmlessly to the ice. And with 12 seconds left, we will get another face-off in the Hornet zone. Wilkins on the draw, sends it back to Darlene. Darlene from behind the cage, throws it up to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer slaps it up on the wall to Wilkins. Wilkins now through the red line, gaining on the right side. If he can get a shot off as seconds expire, and that's the end of the first. With your Hornets down 3-1, stay tuned because this could get saucy. right, start of the second period. Hornets are shorthanded as Potter is in the box for cross-checking for another minute and 34. So we got a fresh 15 on the clock. Kervita and Wilkins backed up by Potts and Ivany. Rangers rolling, gaining the line, and we got something. Offsides, I don't know. Slowly developing play. We are missing two skaters today. JJ's not here and Mizzle is not here. Rangers now gaining the line on the right side. Long shot gloved away by Quick. And we'll get a face-off in the Hornet zone. Wilkins on the draw. Rangers into the high slot, firing. Turned away by Quick. It's still out front. Front to side, still holding, saving. And a whistle. Puck slides back, top of the circle. Rangers curling into the slot, turned away by Quick. And thrown out of the zone by Potts, where the Rangers collect all the way down in their zone. Long stick by the goalie, held all the way back to Ivany. Ivany rolling through the Hornet zone, loses the puck. Rangers rolling in, looking to get a quick shot off. Seared aside by Potts and thrown up the wall by Wilkins. Tried to jam it up the wall. Rangers still in control in the zone as they look for a lane. Quick side shot turned away by Quick. Kervita now banging it up the wall. Pinching, not held by the Rangers. Now here's a break for Wilkins. Wilkins rolling in, slides it on his backhand side, and Kervita was just too far. Potts holding the puck at the red line. Rangers still pressing. 20 seconds left in the man advantage as they roll in with a 3-on-2 into the slot area. No call on that takedown. Yes, there is a call. And the Hornets will find themselves in the box, down 2 men for the next 14 seconds. So Ivany's shown the gate for tripping. Dare I say the wheels come off? I don't know. We'll see. As Nolan, Dahlin, and Bergmeyer come in to try to hold the line for at least the next 14 seconds and get another man back. Nolan on the dot, turned away, and Dahlin punches it out. And that should go towards the balance of cashing the first penalty. Rangers tipping the puck, sliding all the way down, so icing will be called off. Bergmeyer from behind the net. Dipsy Doodles turns aside, throws it up the wall to Dahlin. Hornets get another man back, so it is now 5-on-4 hockey. Down to the Ranger end, goalie chucks it up the wall, headmans the pass to the neutral zone, sliding across the line, and the Rangers have to reset. Rink-wide pass. Rangers rolling in the neutral zone, looking up, gaining in the center, all the way across in the circle. Nice toe drag as they try to wheel it into the slot, turned away by Dahlin. Dahlin holding his man up on the wall. Potter collects the puck, throws it up to Bergmeyer. And it's a bit too far. Rink-wide pass, dancing across the red line. Rangers try to roll in. Nolan doing a good job holding up his man. Potter battling his man. Here's a 2-on-1, rolling through. Nice stick check away by Dahlin. Bergmeyer just tapping it up on the wall. And we get an interference call, and the Forest Lake Rangers will be sent to the box with 12:32 in the second. We're going to have some 4-on-4 hockey for the next 54 seconds as the Hornets are down 3-1. So Dorsey and Hester in, backed up by Dahlin and Helmer. Rangers holding on the line. They go D to D as they look for a lane. Patiently, they go rink wide through the neutral zone and gain in the center. Trying to walk around Dahlin on the circle. Dahlin holding his man to the outside, pinches him up. There's a centering pass, swept aside by Helmer, who throws it up to Hester. 2-on-1 situation. Hester rolling through, gains the line, tried to slide it across. Dorsey can't find it because he's interfered with. Now the Rangers back the other way as they flip the ice. Helmer racing back to try to hold him out to the outside, right into the slot, turned aside by Quick, and they bang it home on the rebound. Four to 1 Rangers. He tried to leave the box. He thought the penalty was cleared, but since it's 4-on-4 hockey, he has to remain. So with 11:56 to go, we'll see how the Hornets respond. Rangers dumping it into the Hornets zone. Potts circles back behind his cage, looks for an outlet. Sending it up to Ewers on the near side. Ewers looks across all the way up to Ferrara. Ferrara gains the line on the right side, walking in, toe dragging, still in the slot. Here it is. Yes, fire, nothing. The Rangers tip it back the other way. Sliding across the red line. They gain the line in the center, trying to walk across. Ferrara countering back the other way. Good flow as the Hornets roll. Ferrara against three guys, trying to roll around. A short side shot turned away. Now it's Ivany's turn. He's out of the box, rolling around the circle, looking from the high slot. All the way down. Ewers fires it across. Ferrara can't find the handle. And the net is off its moorings, and we'll get a face-off to the right of the Ranger tender. So the Hornets have man advantage here for the next 39 seconds. As Bergmeyer, Wilkins, and Ivany are in, with Ferrara and Dahlin on D. Off the draw, puck tied up in the corners. The Rangers look to just punch it out of the zone. Slides past Dahlin, goes all the way down. Here's a foot race. As the Rangers pick it up in the Hornet zone, bring it all the way around to the point. Point pinching up, holding. Rangers doing a good job tying up the puck. Hornets cannot utilize their man advantage. Sliding it up to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer at the red line, punching it down into the Ranger zone, picked up by Wilkins on the circle. Wilkins up front, tried to tip it aside to Ivany. Ivany just couldn't find the wood. Back to the point to Ferrara. Ferrara walking in, firing, hits traffic. No one knows where it is. It was in a Rangers equipment. And we'll get another face-off. Both sides at full strength. As we get back to the regular lines with Ferrara, Ewers, and Ivany. Ewers tying his man up on the boards. Rangers trying to punch it out. Held by Helmer right on the line. Good job as he sneaks it over to Ewers. Ewers on the backhand side of Ivany. He can't get it. Here's Ewers walking in. Ewers slides it over. Ferrara firing. A clanker. Total clank. No goal. All the way back behind to Ewers. Ewers trying to slide it back to Ferrara. He loses the handle. We're going to get a penalty. And the Hornets will be on the man advantage for a slashing call against Forest Lake. Let's see if we can do some damage here, boys. As Nolan and Hester and Dorsey roll on, backed up by Potter and Helmer. Face off to the left of the Ranger tender. Puck comes away. Rangers slide it all the way up on the boards. Held by Potter at the point. Potter looks. Slides it down to Nolan. Nolan on the wall, looking in, looking, back to Potter. Potter in the high slot, looking, slides it over to Helmer. Helmer unloads into the traffic, nothing, saved. And we'll do it again. Good patient movement by the Hornets. Nolan on the dot. Comes away, Rangers now with speed, trying to roll through the neutral zone. Walking in on a 2-on-1, sliding it over. Good job by Potter to stop that centering pass. Rangers from the corner, tying up valuable seconds for the Hornets power play. Still controlling down in the zone. Now from the circle, firing shot, turned aside by Quick. Need I remind the boys they are on a power play. Rangers trying to center it out front, swept aside, still in the lane. Battling in the corner. Potter now picks it up on the far side. All the way up, stretching headman pass. Rolling through, it's Hester. Hester, can he find the trailer? Nolan, no, it's swept aside by the Rangers. They roll it up on the near side wall. Helmer pinches, does a good job holding the zone. Now Nolan from the point, sliding it over to Hester. Hester from the dot, firing. Saved by the Forest Lake Ranger tender. Good vision by Nolan to see Hester down in the corner. As Dorsey is centering Ewers and Kervita. A little bit different mix here as the Rangers work from behind their net. Good job by Ewers to tie up his man. Dorsey on the wall, sliding to Kervita, back to the point to Dahlin. Dahlin looks across, sliding it down all the way. Ewers firing, save, rebound, nothing, pounding, and finally covered up. .33 seconds left in the man advantage with 8:36 in the period. And we'll do it again with Dorsey on the drop. Puck tied up, sent to the corner, up off the wall. Dahlin holds his own, looking from the line. Down to Ewers. Ewers takes up station, sends it to Dahlin at the high point. A shot, a tip into the glass, and out of play. Then we're going to face off on the opposite side. Ewers now on the draw. Ewers holding his own, trying to hold it, gets it back to Dahlin at the point. Dahlin surveys, looks across the blue line, all the way down. Yes, yes, Ewers firing, short side shot, saved. Eight seconds left in the man advantage. As Dorsey will pick this one up. Puck sent back down into the Ranger corner as they look for a lane to get it out. With speed, Rangers rolling, headman pass all the way up. It'll be up to Potts to collect this as both teams now at full strength. Dahlin from the far corner, sliding over to Potts. Potts one-times it up to Ewers. Ewers throws it up to Dorsey. Dorsey misses on the one-time to Kervita. Still punching his way through, held on the line. Ewers throws it up, now it's Kervita. Kervita throwing it down into the Ranger zone, and the Hornets go for a partial line change. Sliding it up through the neutral zone. Here come the Rangers as they roll in on a 2-on-1, trying to slide it across. There it is in the slot, swept aside by Wilkins. Wilkins now flips the ice, throws it up to Dorsey. Dorsey just a bit too far, he pokes it through, he's out of gas, and the Rangers punch it back up. Missing on the pass, Wilkins now gains the line, working it. Far side wall, looking to center. Sliding it down, intercepted by the Rangers. Now it's Nolan. Nolan from behind the net, looking for a lane, looking for something, all the way back to Helmer. Helmer tries a shot, doesn't get any wood on it. Oh, and there was a break for the Rangers, but it's sent all the way down, and Quickie slides it up. Helmer punching it up, just a bit of a waffle pass beyond Wilkins, and now Bergmeyer meets his man in the corner. He's tied up on the wall, but the Ranger blows a tire. Sent back down. Good job by Nolan to hold his zone. From the point, sliding it down to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer rolling in, firing. Off the defender. From behind the net, Wilkins battling his man. Rangers now control, and they throw it up the ice. Held at the point. Dahlin punching it back down. Just under 6.5 minutes to play, as the Hornets are showing some urgency. Thrown up into the neutral zone. Both teams exchanging blows. Now it's into the slot. Steered aside by Quick. And picked up by Helmer, who banks it up the wall. And it's collected by the Ranger D. Ewers in pursuit. Holding the Rangers down in their own zone as both teams go for line changes. With speed, the Rangers roll through the neutral zone. Gaining on the right side, blowing a tire. Potter snakes the puck along behind the cage, throwing it up to Helmer. Helmer boxed out of the play, tried to get it up to Ewers as the Rangers now look to center. Short side shot, turned away by Quick, into the twine, nothing. Rangers in complete control as they wheel from the dot. Looking to find a lane, they slide it back, intercepted there by Helmer. Now, punched up to Ewers. Ewers held up on the blue line. He snakes it up to Ferrara. Ferrara throws it up to Ivany. Oh, it was snaked away at the last second. Oh, the opportunity. Carvita banging the puck back down into the Ranger zone. Held on the wall as they go rink wide. Through the red line, gaining on the left side. Darlene, last man back. Good job walking that one down and stopping that play cold. Now, thrown back to the point. Rangers look, from the circle, firing. Hit the outside of the net. Wasn't a true clanker. Now, Darlene trying to waffle it out of the zone and his glove down. He banks it up the wall with speed through the neutral zone, gaining on the right side. Walking around all the way in. Short side shot, leg to side. Carvita turning, trying to get the wood on it. Can't find it. Rangers from behind their cage, looking to roll up. Looking for a lane, long stretch pass. Rolling in, here's an opportunity for the Rangers as they roll in. Oh, and he walks over his own puck. It was a 1-on-0 situation. As Darlene from the backcourt, long stretch pass, intercepted. Nolan tries to get it up to Hester, and just punched down into the Ranger zone. Nolan doing a good job. It's held up by Darlene. Darlene fires and sticked up into the webbing with 4-11. But the score remains stubbornly 4-1 in favor of the Rangers. So we've got Nolan, Hester, and Dorsey backed up by Potter and Potts. Hester throws it back to Potts at the point. Overskates on the Hester end as Hester ties it up on the boards, comes away to Nolan. Nolan trying to walk his way in, still walking, can't find the centering pass. Nolan from the corner, back to the point to Darlene. Darlene looks up, over the stick of Nolan and sent back behind the cage. Hester battling his man in the corner, working it. Tied up by two Rangers as Nolan comes in to help out. Dorsey pestering his man behind the cage, holding him up. Now is swept up as the Rangers look to tilt the ice. Darlene, rink wide, centering pass to Hester. Hester throws it to Potts at the point. A firing pass into some equipment. Hornets are definitely tired. Here's a break for the Rangers as they go in 2-on-1, rolling in. There's the centering pass. It's up in the air. Can it be swept aside? It's still out. Now, finally, Potter throwing it all the way, rink wide. Picked up by the Rangers. They fire it into the slot again. Picked up by Nolan, who chucks it up to Dorsey. Dorsey punches it up, gets it to Hester. 2-on-1 brewing. Hester rolling in. Hester, can you? Yes, Dorsey. No! Sticked aside by the Ranger tender. Good play there, just nothing. Rangers now sweeping through the neutral zone, gaining in the center. All the way in, firing shot, waffled aside by Quick. Less than 3 minutes to play as Quick has to make another save. Rangers working it, trying to get it back to the point. Can they hold it? They do. Sent up on the wall. Helmer punching it out to Ivany. Ivany chucking it up the wall, and Bergmeyer gives chase. Bergmeyer collects it on the circle. Stop short, looking, centering, firing, nothing. As we get set for a drop to the right of the Ranger tender, Bergmeyer steps in. Wilkins throwing it down into the corner. Carvita from behind the net. Out front and just beyond Wilkins' reach on a perfect centering pass. Darlene collecting, throwing it over to Helmer. Helmer looking up ice. Stretching up to Wilkins. Wilkins knocked off the puck as the puck dances across the blue line. Helmer checking it up, and here's an opportunity, but the Rangers don't seem interested. As Darlene picks it up, skirts around behind the net, slides it up to Carvita, but he's held short on the wall. Bergmeyer does the same, punching it up. Rink-wide pass over to Wilkins. Wilkins through the neutral zone, gaining on the left side. He's got Carvita, firing, gloved away by the Ranger tender. With less than 2 to play. Rangers have a strange habit of doing these late line changes, and the ref doesn't like it. Puck slides into the corner, and they try to bank it out. Held by Darlene. He throws it out front. It's popped back, and the Rangers try to punch it out of the zone. Gaining the line on the right side, walking in from the circle. Turned aside by Quick. Still free. Swept aside by Ivany behind the net. Ivany dangerously tries to stick handle in front of the net. It's poked away by the Rangers. Rangers from behind the net, looking to center. Now the near side corner. Throwing it back to the point. Rangers survey. Shot on net, turned aside by Quick's leg pad. Now it's Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer rolling up through the neutral zone. Multi-man advantage. No, it's Potts. Potts firing. There's the rebound. Nothing out front. Nobody home on the back door. Ferrara battling his man behind the cage. Ewers in to help out. Comes away to the Rangers. Long rink-wide pass. Picked up by Darlene as Darlene looks up. Leaves it for Potts. Potts throws it all the way up to Ferrara. Ferrara tried to get it over to Darlene. Dorsey now trying to hold the zone. Picked up by Ferrara. Ferrara all the way around the circle. There's the centering pass. Oh, and Ivany couldn't find the handle on the shot. Back to Darlene at the point. Firing into traffic. Out front again. Nobody home. Swept aside. Now the Rangers tilting the ice with the 3-on-1 out-of-man rush. Ivany racing back. Good job by Darlene to stick that one aside with less than 30 seconds to play in the period. Helmer from the backside. Throws it up just on Darlene's backside. He didn't see it. Rangers now punch into the zone. Walking in. Turned aside. Banking on a short side shot. Nothing. Puck still free. As now we have come to the end of the second period. The score is Forest Lake 4, Hornets 1. We're going to get a resurface. So we'll see you in 10. All right, about to start the third and final period, where heretofore there has been little to cheer about from the Hornets side. So I have sent a dispatch down to the coaching staff with a lot of suggestions about how to fix things. So we'll see if they heed my advice and put the Hornets on the right course. With that said, the Hornets will be starting out a man down as we are now underway. Helmer from behind the net slides it up to Nolan. Nolan banking up the boards, punching it into the neutral zone where the Rangers regroup in their own zone. Good job by Dorsey to try to hold the puck momentarily. Now the Rangers steaming through the neutral zone, gaining the line, toe dragging in, swept aside. Thrown back to the point area, and now out of the zone, and the Rangers will have to touch up on sides. Why are we in the box? I don't know why we're shorthanded right now. Something must have happened at the end of the play. Regardless. Puck down in the Ranger zone as they work from behind the cage with speed, rolling through the neutral zone. Hornets back checking, a shot unloads, and it goes up into the webbing. I can't even see who is serving the penalty for the Hornets, but there is 56 seconds left in the Forest Lake man advantage. So Ewers on the draw with Hester as the puck slides back to the point for the Rangers. They touch it up on the boards. Ewers just pokes it out of the net as Hester stood up right on the red line. Rangers now with speed, rolling, gaining the line on the right side. Topped at the top of the circle, swept aside. Still trying to center it out front. Finally, Potter pushes it down into the corner as the Rangers now from the top of the circle trying to get a shot off. Swept aside by Potter. Ewers trying to throw it up on the wall, but it's stubbornly held down in the Hornets' end. Potts from the corner. Stolen by the Rangers at the point. Looking. At the top of the circle, chipped aside there by Potter. Well done. As the puck slides back around to the far side corner. 9 seconds left in the man advantage from the point. Rangers. Now it's stolen by Hester. Hester rolls through. Can he get there, big guy? Yes, he's through. Can he get there? Oh, he just couldn't find any. Oh, no wood on the shot. But well done on the toe drag. From the line, we get an offsides. So both teams at full strength. And we get a line change. And we got Bergmeyer, Kurvita, and Wilkins backed up by Helmer and Dahlin. Puck slides into the Ranger zone, and they bank it up the wall on the near side, gaining the line, working across high slot. Drop pass, errant. Another centering pass as Kurvita tries to get it out of the zone. Finally does. Wilkins now from the red line, throwing it up to Kurvita. Kurvita's got a 2-on-1, trying to slide it back. Just a bit too far back for Bergmeyer. Tipping the ice back the other way. The Rangers roll. Gaining on the left side, trying to center it. Steered aside by Quick as the pass was deflected. Rangers holding at the point, looking across. Quick shot, steered aside by Quick stick. Out in front, banked aside by Dahlin. Puck on the wall. Now it's down to the dot as the Rangers look to get a clear angle into Dahlin. Dahlin punching it up. 2-on-1 situation. Dahlin, Wilkins, yes. Dahlin fires. Did you see it? Yes. Bank it, believe it. Dahlin into the uppers. And it is now 4-2. That could just be the spark the Hornets need to climb out of the hole with 11:55 left in the third. So we've got Nolan, Hester, and Dorsey backed up by Potter and Potts. Face off at center ice. Nolan on the drop. Hester sending it back to Potter, who overskates it, and he's got to go collect behind the net. Potter throwing it up to Dorsey. Dorsey loses the handle on the pass, and the Hornets will have to reset back to Potter. Potter up to Nolan. Chips it up to Hester. Hester driving into the zone. He's meeting his big man in the corner, and he's battling his puck. It comes away to Nolan. Nolan from behind the net. Now wheeling around. Back to the Potts, who tried to get it back down to Nolan, and the Rangers intercept. Held on the line by Nolan. Nolan streaking in, trying to center to Hester. Sticked away at the last second as the Rangers tip the ice back the other way, gaining on the left side. Drop pass, partially deflected by Nolan, stolen by Hester. Hester now looks up ice. He can't find anyone and is knocked off his stick. Rangers collecting in their own zone. Both teams trying to decide who wants the puck. As the Rangers finally just dump it all the way back to Quick. Picked up by Helmer. Helmer throwing it back to Potts. Potts sliding it back to Helmer. Helmer looking up ice. Tried to chip it up. Stolen down by the Rangers as they try to drive it into the slot area. Helmer smashing it up to Ferrara. Ferrara, nice little pass there to Nolan. Nolan on his own. He rolls in. It's Nolan. Nolan all the way in. A shot, a rebound. Dorsey, nothing. No, that was yours. Nolan does a great job sweeping it across, trying to get it back to Ferrara. Ferrara in the corner, working it. Ewers in there as well. So the Hornets just couldn't find the centering pass. Rangers tip it back into the neutral zone. Ivany now on the near side wall. He's got Ferrara. They roll in around the circle, trying to find the short side, and it's tipped up over the net. Sliding back, Dahlin from the point. Gets it to Helmer. Helmer walks his way in, fires, and trapped away by the Ranger tender. With 9:54 on the clock, we'll reset with Ivany, Ewers, and Ferrara backed up by Dahlin and Helmer. Ivany on the draw. Rangers come away, working with speed through the neutral zone. Gaining in the center, walking in, trying to hold it. Dahlin held up his man. Helmer swept it aside. Here come the Rangers. They roll in right on the slot. There's a shot and there's a goal. As the deficit is once again 3 goals. Forest Lake 5, Hornets 2. As Helmer has found his way to the box. I don't know what the call is. It's 5-on-5, so it looks like coincidentals. Somebody from Forest Lake's got to come into the box. I don't know. Maybe not. Nonetheless, it's 5-on-5. Never seen this situation. So we've got Bergmeyer, Ferrara, and Ewers, backed up by Potts and Potter. Potts rink wide over to Ferrara. Ferrara gains the line, tries to walk in, and he's knocked off the puck as the Rangers collect. They throw it around the near side boards. Ferrara pinches up, gets it back to Potter. No, he's going to hold it himself, and he throws it down. Ewers gets it to Bergmeyer in the near side corner. Bergie can't handle the puck, and the Rangers are looking for it. Both teams looking for it. Potter momentarily boxes the puck into the neutral zone, now into the high slot. The Rangers are showing good puck control and good movement from the point. Rangers wheeling and dealing, looking, trying to slide through, looking for an open lane. There's the centering pass. There it is out front. Turned aside by Ewers. Rangers from the corner, all the way back to the point. A cranker. No mustard on it. They still hold the zone as they work their way around. From the corner, Rangers center it out front, and it's knocked aside. As the Rangers collect on the wall and send it back to the D, working through the neutral zone. Through the red line, gaining on the left side, walking in on the circle. Potts holding his man to the outside. Short side shot goes sailing over the net, back to the point. Rangers controlling, trying to slide it out front with a one-time pass. It goes awry. Hornets don't seem too interested to pick up the puck, instead just watching. Rangers trying to center. Puck from the corner, back behind, near side. On the wall, Ferrara battling his man. Potter in, holding up his man. Ferrara now looks to reverse course. Pass intercepted, but here's a foot race for Kervita as he rolls in. Can he turn the corner? Knocked off the puck, sliding all the way back to the point. Wilkins pinches up from the corner, circling it out. There it is out front, banging, nothing, still there, still there. Oh! And the whistle called off because Wilkins had punched it into the upper corner, but it was after the whistle. With 7:47 left. Wilkins battling his man in the corner, pins him to the wall, picked up by Nolan. Nolan tries to center out front. There's a scramble. They're punching. They're doing it. Yes! Did you see that? A goal by Wilkins. There's life in the Hornets yet, as the score is now 5-3. There was a mad scramble out front. Wilkins punched it home. Maybe that was payback for his goal not being allowed just a few seconds ago. Nolan on the dot. Rangers trying to come away. Nolan picks it off. He enters the zone. He toe drags. He's rolling in. It's Nolan. Oh, and he missed it on the backhand side. There it is behind the net. No one can get it. Now there's a scramble. And the Ranger covers up. And it's getting frothy. Nolan pulled it across the crease, tried to beat the goalie on the backhand shot, and it just trickled wide. So we'll do it again with Nolan, Carita, and Wilkins, back up by Ivany and Darlene. Ivany on the draw, tied up on the dot. Carita now from the corner. Wheeling, dealing, all the way back to Ivany out front. Oh, and the centering pass wasn't there. Ivany from the shot, firing, rebounding. It's pounding. Still out front. Wilkins trying to get a hold of it. Nothing. Here come the Rangers, tipping the ice back the other way. 2-on-2 situation, sliding through, picked up by Nolan. Nolan banking it up the far side boards. Trying to get it, but now it's punched back down. Stopped by Quickie. Ivany from behind the cage, looks up ice, slides it over to Wilkins in the near side corner. He tries to punch it up into the equipment, still looking. Oh, into the slot, very dangerous. And now it's punched out of the zone, and the Rangers will have to recollect with under 7 minutes to play. Nolan picks off a pass at the blue line. Now it's picked off by the Rangers. Everyone's picking off everybody's passes. Nolan bangs it up on the near side boards and punches it into the Ranger zone. Dorsey holding his man down deep. Rangers trying to slide. There's the rebound. There's it out front. Dorsey almost had a sneak attack goal. Nothing. Hester holding it in the zone. Has to punch it out. Gets it back to Potter. Potter looks up ice. He floats it in on the tender, who steers it aside. Dorsey tying up his man. Now the Rangers look for a rink-wide pass. Stolen by Hester. Hester in the high slot. Gets it down to Dorsey. Dorsey slides it across to Bergmeyer, but it was just intercepted. Bergmeyer from the corner. Sliding all the way down to Dorsey. Dorsey leaves it for Hester. Into the skates, and the Rangers roll back the other way with a soft pass through the neutral zone. 2-on-2 situation. With speed, rolling around, trying to beat Potts all the way around. A shot, but it was intercepted there by Quick. As the Rangers now with a punishing forecheck, holding it on the far side. Now to the slot. Into the slot. A firing. A turning. Yes, Quickie saves it. Up to Hester. Hester rolling through the neutral zone. He's out of gas, and he just punches it all the way down. Hornets go for a line change with less than 6 minutes to play. Rangers on a long pass from the goalie as they hold up on the blue line, and they have an offsides. Some of the best scoring chances for your Hornets all game. A lot of traffic out front of that net. As Ivany, Ferrara, and Ewers come on, backed up by Darlene and Potts. Puck sent back to Darlene. Darlene looks up for a lane. She slides across the blue line, tries to get it up, tipped into the zone by Ewers. Rangers collecting in the near side corner. Holding behind the cage, banking it up to the far side. Hornets doing a good job pressing and holding in the zone. Into the high slot, Ivany trying to roll around the circle, leaves it for Darlene. Darlene firing, trapped away by the Ranger tender with less than 5 to play. Score 5-3 still. The Hornets are going to make a move. It's got to be soon. Stating the obvious, Ivany in for the draw. Puck tied up in the dot, sneaks back behind the cage. Ewers behind, centers it out front, banging, nothing, yes, firing. Ivany from his knees, he couldn't get there. As we will do it again. Puck sent back on off the draws, fired around to the near side, far side, whatever. Now through the neutral zone, gaining on the right side, walking in. The Rangers fire a shot, a rebound, turned aside by Quick. Here's the quick transition with Ivany. Rink-wide pass all the way over, streaking in. Can Ewers get there? Still around. There it is up front. Pounded in. Yes, did you see it? Yes, yes. Well done, Ferrara. Right there on the back door, punches it in behind the goalie. And guess what, people? It's 5-4. Mad scramble by Ivany, Ewers, and Ferrara. Ferrara finally buries it as the Rangers punch it down into the Hornet zone. Potter doing his best to box him out. Out front pass intercepted by Ferrara. Ferrara tries to go rink wide. He does. He gets it to Ewers. Ewers slides it back to Ferrara. Ferrara driving in on the circle on the dot. Back to Ewers. Ewers fires. There's the rebound. Oh, and Ivany just couldn't find the wood. Tipping back the other way. Here come the Rangers. Gaining the line on the right side, rolling in all the way around. A short side shot turned aside by Quick. Potter looks up ice. Looking. Long waffle pass intercepted at the red line by the Rangers. They try to roll in, but they reset at the red line. They go D to D and they look up ice with less than 4 minutes to play. Holding at the blue line, Rangers now enter the zone. On the circle, trying to toe drag, swept aside by Kurvita with speed through the neutral zone. He's rolling up. It's Kurvita time, back to Wilkins. Wilkins fires. Trapped away with 3:27 on the clock. So Bergmeyer, Wilkins, Kurvita, Darlene, Potts. Puck slides into the corner and they ring it around to the near side. Here come the Rangers as they walk through Darlene, keeping his man on the outside. And we get an offsides. So face off just outside the Hornet zone. Bergmeyer on the draw. Puck comes back to the Ranger D as they try to roll up. Darling comes up, pinches it up the boards, gets it to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer avoids a check, and now we get something. And the Hornets will have a man advantage with 3:10 on the clock. We get a roughing call against Forest Lake. Did not see it. Must have been off the play. And we will get a face-off deep in the Ranger zone with Dorsey, Nolan, and Hester, backed up by Darlene and Potts. Dorsey comes away with the puck. It's punched out of the zone. It's a foot race. Potts trying to get control. He's knocked off the puck. Rangers still rolling in. Potts still on his man, holding him to the outside. Swept outside and back behind. Darlene from the corner, looks up ice. Long stretch pass to Nolan. Nolan through the red line, gained the right side. Walks across the circle, all the way over to Hester. Hester in the near side corner. Tips it back. Trying to get it to Darlene. I don't know. He's wheeling it. Now it's Darlene from the point. Looking across. Looking. Gets it over to Potts. Potts from the opposite corner. Sends it back to Darlene. Darlene firing. There's the chip. There it is. Sends it back to Nolan. Nolan on the circle. Back to the point. Potts from the point. Slides it to Nolan. Nolan on the top of the circle. Firing. There's the rebound. Nothing. And it's punched out of the zone with less than 3 minutes to play. And we get an icing. 1 minute 9 seconds left in the Hornet man advantage. And 2:18 on the clock. Nolan on the draw. Tied up, sent back to the Rangers, try to punch it out, held on the line by Potts. Potts slides it down to Darlene on the high circle, looking. There's the shot, there it is, firing, saving, nothing. So we'll do it again. Nolan on the draw, sending it back to Darlene at the point. Sliding it all the way over to Potts. Potts from the top of the circle, firing. There's the rebound. Comes back to Darlene at the point. Darlene looks. Skating across, trying to center it out front. Dorsey loses the handle on that. And now the Rangers from behind their net. And they send it out of play with 1:49 on the clock. So we have Ivany, Wilkins, and Bergmeyer coming on. Backed up by Ferrara and Darlene. Bergie on the draw. Tied up on the dot, sent down in the corner. Wilkins works it, gets it to Ivany. Ivany slides it across to Ferrara. Ferrara from the dot, firing. Sticked aside by the Ranger tender as he rolls it all the way out just beyond Ivany's reach. This is going to go all the way down into the Hornet zone with 1.5 minutes to play. Ivany from behind his net, hassled by a Ranger. Ferrara picking it up from his backside, looking. Sliding it up just beyond Darlene's reach. Rangers holding it now, pressing into the zone. 2-on-1 situation as they roll in. Centering pass does not connect. Still holding it down. Hornets having a hard time gaining control. Both teams at full strength. Pass up to Ferrara as he gains on the left side. Walking his way around, he blows a tire. And Wilkins comes in to help out. And I don't know why the stoppage of play with 56 seconds on the clock. So Cookie goes out of the net for the extra attacker. Now he's got to come back in as the Rangers slow roll their line change once again. Face off from center ice. Puck rolls back. Tied up on the blue line as Ivany tries to roll it through. Now Ivany, 3-on-2, odd man rush, rolling in, firing. Tipped up out of play. So the Hornet net is empty. Kravita comes on as the extra attacker. 45 seconds remain in this contest. Ivany on the draw. Puck tied up. Rangers try to poke it out. Ferrara tries to hold the line. Here come the Rangers on a 2-on-1 empty net. Disrupted there by Ferrara. Trying to hold it. Now we get an offsides or something. And Quick will return to the net. Face off comes back to Ferrara. Ferrara looks up ice. Slides it up to Bergmeyer, just beyond his reach. Punch back down, intercepted by Darlene. Darlene gains the line and throws it on down. And the goalie punches it out, but here it is in the slot. Darlene firing into traffic. It's still there. Ferrara from the point, looking, 13 seconds left. There it is out front, slides across. Darlene looking, can't find it in his skates. Now it's sent all the way down. And that's going to do it, people. Even though there's 3 seconds left on the clock with the icing. So maybe a miracle shot off the face-off or a drop, who knows? With 3.3 on the clock. Ivany on the draw, puck sent back, and that's going to do it, people. And that's the way it ends with Forest Lake winning 5-4. Good comeback for your Hornets, but it falls short. And the Hornet winless streak has now come to 3. I don't know when the next game is, but that's going to do it from here at Braemar West Arena, and we'll see you next time.